The idea that Coco Gauff exposed Aryna Sabalenka for racist comments is rocking the tennis world, and it all seems to point back to a single, shocking video. The common belief is that Gauff, live on television, finally revealed a pattern of behavior from Sabalenka, forcing the WTA into a state of shock. But the truth, as always, is buried in the receipts. The expectation is that you missed a new explosive clip from a recent tournament. The reality is that this controversy is a 5-month-old story suddenly reignited and reframed by viral videos to look like something it never was. What you're seeing in November 2025 isn't a new revelation. It's the viral echo of a press conference from June. We've dug through the official press transcripts from the 2025 French Open, reviewed Coco Gauff's statements at Wimbledon, and tracked the timeline of Aryna Sabalenka's public apology. The story the receipts tell is one of poor sportsmanship, fan interpretation, and a viral feedback loop. So today we answer 3 critical questions. First, what racist comment did Aryna Sabalenka actually make? Second, why is this story exploding now, 5 months after it happened? And third, how did Coco Gauff really respond, and what did the WTA do about it? Let's start with the part of the story that most channels leave out. The most inflammatory comment Sabalenka made after losing the 2025 French Open final wasn't just about her own performance. It was a direct shot at Gauff by praising another player. The common narrative focuses on Sabalenka, claiming her 70 unforced errors, not Gauff's play, decided the match. But the deeper cut, the one that truly showed her frustration, was when she brought up Iga Swiatek. In the post-match press conference on June 7, 2025, a visibly dejected Sabalenka was asked about her performance. According to multiple reports, including the independent newspaper, Sabalenka didn't just blame herself, she effectively erased Gauff from the equation. She told the press, quote, I think she would go out today and she would get the win. It just hurts. Let's be clear. Saying the player you beat in the semifinal would have beaten the player who just beat you in the final is one of the most disrespectful things you can say in professional sports. It's a direct invalidation of the champion. Coco Gauff was, of course, asked about this specific comment in her own press conference. Her response, published by Sports Illustrated on June 7, 2025, was poised and direct. Quote, I don't agree with that. I'm sitting here as the champion. No shade to Iga or anything. I don't think that's a fair thing to say because anything can really happen. Gauff handled it with class, but the comment revealed Sabalenka's mindset. She wasn't just upset, she was, in that moment, a sore loser. But this comment, as bad as it was, isn't the racist comment the viral videos are referencing. This was just the appetizer for the chaos that would follow. The fact is, this entire controversy was a slow burn from June until late October, and it has almost nothing to do with what Gauff or Sabalenka are doing today. So, if this all happened back in June, why is your feed suddenly full of videos titled, Gauff exposes Sabalenka? Why is this story trending in November 2025? This is the most shocking part of the story, the reality that dismantles the entire expectation. You are seeing this trend because of a video published on October 27, 2025 by a channel named Tennisistics. That video, titled WTA in Shock after Coco Gauff reveals Aryna Sabalenka leaked racist remarks live on TV, went hyper-viral, racking up nearly 380,000 views. This video is the source of the new outrage, but here's the receipt. That video does not contain a new revelation. It is a recut of the 5-month-old press conferences from the French Open. The live TV exposure it promises isn't Gauff on CNN last week. It's Gauff in her press conference in June. The channel found a way to reframe an old story, adding an inflammatory and unsubstantiated racist angle, and it worked. This is the hidden mechanism. The expectation is that Gauff exposed something new. The reality is that another YouTube channel exposed a new way to get clicks from an old controversy. Coco Gauff has not made any new public statements about this. She is not exposing Sabalenka. A YouTube channel is using Gauff's face and Sabalenka's old comments to create a new viral moment. This answers the why now question completely. It's not a tennis story. It's a story about how content creators can rewrite history for views. This brings us to Coco Gauff's actual response. The viral titles say she exposed racism, but her real-time reaction was far more complex and, frankly, far more interesting. When Sabalenka's comments first dropped in June, Gauff's initial response was, as she told Good Morning America on June 9, 2025, that she was a little bit surprised, but was giving Sabalenka the benefit of the doubt. But as the weeks went on and Sabalenka's apology was nowhere to be found, Gauff's tone shifted. By the time she arrived at Wimbledon, the story had festered. In her pre-tournament press conference on June 28, 2025, Gauff gave a brutally honest statement. According to the Hindustan Times, Gauff said, quote, "It was very weird. I'm transparent. At first, it was a little tempting just because the apology did come a little bit later. I thought it was going to come pretty quick." This is the key receipt. Gauff confirms the apology from Sabalenka was delayed, but did she expose her for racism? No. In fact, she did the opposite. In that same press conference, Gauff defended Sabalenka from the very extreme backlash that these new viral videos are based on. As reported by the Associated Press on June 29, 2025, Gauff said, quote, "I think people were taking it too far. It was just really targeting and saying a lot of things that I felt were not nice. I didn't want to fuse that more." So the reality is that Coco Gauff did not expose Sabalenka. She expressed her surprise, admitted the late apology was weird, and then actively protected her rival from the very racist attacks that these new viral videos are based on. Gauff's actual response shows her maturity. The viral videos ignored because it doesn't fit the high drama narrative. So what were the original comments? Let's go back to the source, the June 7, 2025 press conference. Sabalenka, after hitting 70 unforced errors, was asked what went wrong. As reported by People.com on June 10th, she said Gauff won, quote, "not because she played incredible, but because I made all of those mistakes." That's the core sore loser quote. But there was another stranger one. As noted by Sports Illustrated, Sabalenka also made a bizarre comment about Gauff's shots, saying she was hitting the ball from the frame. Somehow, magically, the ball lands in the court. It felt like a joke, honestly. This is where fact ends and analysis begins. Sabalenka made petty, disrespectful, and unprofessional comments. She did not, in that press conference, use any racial language. The racist label did not come from Coco Gauff. It came from fans. If you go back to the Reddit threads on the reddit.com/tennis subreddit from June 2025, you see the fan interpretation in real time. One user in a thread from that period wrote, "I saw so many posts saying Aryna is so mad because she's a racist and she can't stand she lost to a black girl." Another comment from the same period read, "Her comments reeked of racism," arguing that dismissing Gauff's win as just magic or errors was a form of microaggression. This is the missing link. Sabalenka made sore loser comments. Fans interpreted those comments to have a racist subtext. And now, 5 months later, viral videos are stating that fan interpretation as fact and claiming Gauff was the one who said it. That is factually wronged. Finally, what about Sabalenka and the WTA? The pressure on Sabalenka after her comments was immense, and for nearly 2 weeks, she was silent. Then on June 18, 2025, she issued a full apology. As reported by Al Jazeera, Sabalenka told Eurosport that her comments were, quote, "completely unprofessional of me." She continued, "I let my emotions get the better of me. I absolutely regret what I said back then." Crucially, Sabalenka confirmed she had reached out to Gauff directly. Quote, "I wrote to Coco afterward to apologize and make sure she knew she absolutely deserved to win the tournament and that I respected her. I never intended to attack her." This apology, which Gauff confirmed receiving, is the end of the real story. The WTA, for its part, remained publicly silent, handling the dispute internally. There were no fines or suspensions for verbal abuse or unsportsmanlike conduct announced, which suggests they viewed it as a matter resolved between the two players. So let's summarize the expectation versus the reality. The expectation, fueled by new viral videos, is that Coco Gauff just exposed Aryna Sabalenka for racism in a shocking new clip, and the WTA is in chaos. The reality, proven by the receipts, is that this is a 5-month-old story. Sabalenka made disrespectful, sore loser comments at the French Open in June, including the "Iga" remark and blaming Gauff's win on errors in magic. Coco Gauff herself did not accuse Sabalenka of racism. In fact, Gauff defended Sabalenka from the very worst of the fan backlash, even while calling the delayed apology weird. The racist angle was a fan interpretation from forums like Reddit, which has now been co-opted by other channels to create a new misleading viral narrative in November 2025. The insider takeaway is this: the most powerful weapon in media today isn't a new clip. It's the reframing of an old one. This Gauff-Sabalenka incident is a perfect example, and it's a core theme we explore in our special playlist, the Tennis Playbook. If you want to understand the real rivalries and the off-court pressures that define the tour, that is the essential next step. Click here to watch it.